Everybody, Diane Covington here. I am so excited about the new foundations. Now, I'm about to express my personal opinion. If you don't agree with it, that's totally okay. I'm just going to base it on my experience for the last 2 weeks. And I want to give you guys two or three really, really strong ideas of ways to meet people, connect with people, whether they're your customers or not, and how to get your date book full and have phenomenal sales. So if that interests you, you are in the right place for the next 20 minutes. I'm going to give you some great tips. So, my experience, first of all, with the AI tool has been that it's not very accurate unless I'm instructing people to do it incorrectly, which I might be, but I'm telling them to have no makeup on their face. Eye makeup's fine, but no makeup on their skin and to be in really good lighting. And so I've had one of my Latina consultants who's pretty beigey, olivey skin tone tell me that she goes, well, it says I'm a light five. Like, darling, I'm a light four. There's no way you're a light five. So I'm just finding that maybe it needs to be into the direct sun, or maybe I don't know, but we just haven't had the best luck. But again, maybe it needs to be fine-tuned. And maybe if you guys are having great results, then please text me and let me know what I could do to make it better. But let's talk about some of the statistics out there. So some women, we've got three groups. We've got the a la natural, I don't want to wear anything and make it look like I don't wear anything, which is great if you're 30 and under, in my opinion. Okay. Then we've got the middle of the road, the 30 to whatever, and age doesn't really matter. So we've got that group that just doesn't really want to wear anything. Sometimes it's because they're too busy, lazy, whatever you want to call it. They don't care. It's not a priority. Excuse me. Then you've got the group that are want a polished look, have very little time, want it sheer. So they're really more of a CC cream candidate. They want to just literally slap it on like one squirt, go like this, they're out the door. They don't even sometimes use a brush or a sponge. They want a sheer look. They want those cute little beauty marks to show through, right? And then there's the other group that doesn't mind taking 2 or 3 minutes, but they want that flawless look to last all day. And so sometimes you've got a couple things. You've got the middle group that if they had a foundation that truly matched perfectly and that would last all day and give them that flawless face, they might be willing to switch or use both. I have a bunch of customers that buy both. CC cream is their go-to every day. And then their foundation is when they're on Zoom, on a meeting, have a hot date, whatever. And they just want that amazingly flawless look, better coverage, more even skin tone, all of that. Then let's go back to the first group that doesn't wear anything. So let's look at that very first group because this could be some of your clients that buy skincare from you. Maybe they're on microderm and eye makeup remover, micellar water, or they're on repair, they're on whatever, but they've never bought makeup from you. So there is a small percentage of women who literally don't want to wear anything. However, more than 55% of the ones who are not wearing anything said in a survey they would wear something if they found the right shade. So you've got them to convert, right? You've got your CC cream buyers to say, I really need your feedback. And then you've got your already foundation girls that you need to transition to the new shades. So let's talk about what you can use. I'm going to show you a really simple tool. I just put it on our Dynamite Unit Facebook page. I also put it in boards. And if you are not part of my unit or you're outside, just private message me and I can go ahead and give it to you. It's called the Foundation Survey. Now, this is actually a survey from the company, and I'm going to say it's 15 years old, but it's totally still applicable. So let me screen share and show you this survey, and I'm going to share with you how I use this. All right, so this is what the survey looks like. There's two on a page. So let me know if you guys, hopefully you can see that. So there's two on a page, and I'm going to try to make this smaller. Okay, well, I guess I really need to make it smaller. Okay, so you can see how there's two on a page, right? So you could do a couple things. You could run this, go down to FedEx. King goes, I never run it in color. In fact, I don't think the company ever made it in color. But you could run it on soft pink paper if you're trying to just get it to stand out, or you could run on white, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But you really honestly want to run it on at least 25 sheets, cut them in half. So I'm going to challenge you in the next 30 days or sooner to get at least 50 of these surveys filled out. And so here's how you would do this. This literally happened to me about a month ago when I knew the foundations were coming out. I happened to be in Concord, the town about 20 minutes from me. And I happened to go to Noah's Bagels because a friend of mine was sick and wanted bagels and whatever. So I go in there and there's these four beautiful women. I'm thinking they were either from Iran or Middle Eastern. They gorgeous skin. All were just stunningly beautiful. And I walked past them and I went up and I ordered the bagels to go. And I thought to myself, Diane, you need to talk to them. And I had just run these off at FedEx Kinko's the day before, and I had them in a money bag, like a Mary Kay money bag, and they fit in there perfectly. And I had, I don't know, like 40 of them in there. And I had a bunch of samples in there so that when somebody fills out a survey for me, I give them a free sample, right? So these four women were there, and I thought the worst thing, I'm having this conversation with myself, like we do when we're about to approach somebody and we're being a little chicken or something. And I thought, okay, the worst thing they can say is no, they don't want to fill out a survey. And I thought, what have I got to lose? So I walked up to him. Now, fortunately, I had on a cute black skirt, a Mary Kay t-shirt, but I had my beauty coat on, maybe because I needed to put stuff in my pockets because I was making some reorder deliveries. And I walked up to the table with my bagels and my money bag and whatever. And I said, excuse me, ladies. I said, you guys are absolutely stunning. Do you mind if I ask what nationality you are? And she said, yes, we're Persian. And because I could tell I thought they were speaking Farsi. So anyway, so I said, well, you are all absolutely beautiful. I said, I work for an international cosmetic company based out of Dallas. And I said, we are just about to launch new foundation. And I'm wondering, I need to get 60 surveys filled out this week. So I gave them a really big number in a very short period of time. And I'm wondering if you guys would be willing to fill out a super quick survey and I'll give you a free sample to take home of charcoal mask or vitamin C. And they'll go, oh, absolutely. And in my little zipper pouch, I have like 6 pens that all work. I tested them all. And so I whip out these surveys and I give it to them, and they're just checking, 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 checking. And I say, if you can, and if as long as they give you at least their name and their phone number, their email. Now, one gal gave it back to me with just her first name on it. And I said, if you don't mind putting your cell number on, I said, it's just for me, but that way I can give the company feedback and it counts as an actual survey if it's completely filled out. And she goes, oh yeah, not a problem. I said, the company's not going to contact you. Don't worry about it. She's like, okay. And then I said to the four ladies after they turned them in, and I gave them a choice, charcoal mask or vitamin C sample. They all chose vitamin C. And then I said to them, in about 30 days, we will be launching brand new foundations and I'll be doing some local foundation events. Would it be okay if I texted you the flyer to invite you to the event in case you're interested in coming? Because we are going to have 36 new shades and we will need to demo, to stripe test over 100 people of different ethnicities to learn the tints. And they'll go, yeah, yeah, invite us. Where's it going to be? I said, it'll be here in Walnut Creek. And they said, yeah, invite us. That'd be great. So when I walked out, I flipped these four surveys over. I like stapled them or had them attached themselves to each paper clipped them. And then I wrote on the back that I met them at Noah's Bagels. They were all Persian. They're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And they filled out every one of these questions. So it's almost like better than having a facial box, right? Because you're getting a lead. You're not asking them, do they want a skincare makeover? You're not asking them for anything other than, would you be willing to fill out a foundation survey and give our company feedback on what you normally wear? Now, what I'm looking for is people that are saying they want age-defining benefits. They didn't ask many questions. They were so enthralled with what they were doing, like their conversation at the table, that they could have cared. It wasn't like they were trying to strike up a conversation with me. So that's one way to use it. Another way to use it might be you're at a store and you go to the checkout. Maybe it's at a department store, maybe somebody's helping you in the waiting room and you say, hey, by the way, I said I teach skincare with an international cosmetic company. We're launching brand new foundations. Our company's asked me to get 100 surveys filled out in the next 2 weeks. So you guys, I find when you give them a big number in a short amount of time, they're like, yeah. I said, well, it's just really quick. It's 10 or 11 multiple choice questions, no big deal. And they're like, yeah. And I said, well, I have a free sample for you, a free charcoal mask you can take home. And they're like, oh, absolutely. Or a free vitamin C treatment, whatever you want to offer. And so you in a day could get 20 or 30 of these filled out. Okay. So then I went to my nephew's little kid's t-ball game. And there's all these moms sitting there, and they're all talking. And I didn't want to be the one that they don't know that comes up and goes, who wants to fill out a Mary Kay survey? I didn't want it to be like that, right? So we're sitting there. I did have a Mary Kay t-shirt on because I wanted to, why not, right? Brand recognition. Anyway, so a couple of ladies and I struck up a conversation. I said, well, would any of you be willing to fill out a quick survey for a free sample? I said, I have to get 100 of these filled out within 2 weeks. And they're like, absolutely. Now, what's fun is to go back through these. My background is marketing research, and I'm just curious, how many people like me apply it with their fingers? And I'm going through here and it says, do you use foundation primer? Yes or no? How do you apply it? Fingertips, brush, or sponge? Now, if they put brush or sponge, I'm going to say, well, we have a brand new sponge that's out too. Or when they send it, turn it in to me, I say, would you like me to send you a digital catalog? Well, now the lookbook just came out with all the foundations in it. So you could literally send them the lookbook with all those women with all the shape, all the different ethnicities on the cover of the lookbook. So you guys, for the next 2 months, the last of May, all of June, and all of July, I would milk this for all it's worth. And I want to challenge you guys to get a minimum of 50, if not 100. Anybody who wants to move up the career path, directors, DIQs, anybody who's moving and shaking, you better do 100 of these. Now, here's what's really interesting. One of the ladies that I did this with at the local, it's a local deli here in town. She said, Mary Kay. She goes, I used to use all Mary Kay. She goes, in fact, my twin sister used to do Mary Kay. I said, well, where's your twin sister live? She goes, well, she lives back east. She goes, but it's been decades since she did it. I said, well, what are you still using? What are you using now? And she said, oh, whatever they have at Target or whatever. She goes, I don't really care. And I said, well, would you be interested in some samples to be able to try it again? And she said, absolutely. And we struck up this really fun conversation of what her experience was like. Had I not asked her to do the foundation survey, though, um, I would have never known that. I mean, she's a waitress. I've seen her in there 2 or 3 times. It's usually just insanely busy. So, but I'm just telling you guys, this is a great way. If you are a little more timid or a little reluctant to talk to people you don't know, this is a great way for you guys to do this. This is also a great opportunity for you to say, oh my gosh, well, we've got a foundation event coming up. Now, you can host the foundation event. You are the foundation event. So you get together with another consultant or your director and say, hey, when in the next 2 weeks can we do a foundation event? Maybe do one in the day for stay-at-home moms, like one in the afternoon or 11 in the morning or whatever, and then maybe do one in the evening for the non-stay-at-home moms, the working women. And here's what I will do is I will even say to them, well, if you come to the foundation event, you automatically get 50% off a foundation brush if you'd like one. And so I just ordered on my last order 15 foundation brushes because I'm just assuming that all these people that are going to be getting together with me this month are going to want to get a foundation brush at 50% off. So there's so many ways for you guys to use this. But you know how like sometimes you meet somebody and you've got a sample in your hand and you're like, do I just go, hi, I'm with Mary Kay and throw it at her? Like you don't want to come across aggressive or pushy, but then and you're all of us are really good at handing out a sample. It's like, here, would you like this free charcoal mask sample? They go, oh, thank you. And then you're standing there going, well, I didn't get a name and a number. And so out the door you walk, and now she's got your sample. She has your business card, but the likelihood of her calling you is pretty slim, right? Unless she is already looking for a consultant and needs product. So the fun thing about this is it is the greatest icebreaker. I had one woman, she had a baby in a stroller, one woman say no to me. She didn't want to fill it out. She said, honestly, I don't have time, but I wish you all the luck. I said, well, thank you. I appreciate it. So I'm just telling people I have to get 100 of these filled out in the next 2 weeks. And now here's the deal. Date the back, write anything physical about the lady, the person, the teen, whatever. Maybe it's a mother daughter. Maybe the daughter's 19 and the mom is in her 40s or whatever. And write whatever you need to about the back. Long hair, crazy fun glasses, had a dog with her, like anything you can to remember. Maybe where you met them, Noah's Bagels, in line at Target, at the deli, out walking, whatever. But these could be such a great tool for you guys. So you could use these to generate leads. Now, here's another thought. Let's say because you really are committed to doing 100 in the next 2 weeks, right? You take some of these, and I had 3 deliveries to make today. So I decided to put all 3 of these in my reorder bag. And I put I have little neon pink Post-it notes, and I put a neon pink Post-it note. And one was to a gal named Jennifer. And I said, hey, Jennifer, if you can fill out this survey for me, I will enter you into a drawing for a free foundation primer. I said, I just need it filled out and take a picture and text it back to me within 24 hours. Okay, and I don't know what time she got home, but I dropped her bag off at like 3 this afternoon, and she already texted me a picture of it. So again, it's a way to get, but she's never bought foundation. She never has bought any makeup. She buys sunscreen, eye makeup remover, and skincare. That is it. So again, I'm trying to find out where is she at? Does she even wear CC cream? Because she might be buying somebody else's brand. So this could go in a reorder bag. This could go at your place when you're doing a brand new skincare class. Excuse me, you have everyone's tray and mirror set up. And maybe you're doing just skincare. You're not even doing makeup. But to have a foundation fit survey very first and then have them fill out their profile card. Or while the charcoal mask is drying, have them do this. Now, let's talk about how you could use this to get bookings. So let's say you're at a charcoal mask party, right? And you pass this out to everybody while their charcoal mask is drying. You explain microderm, do it in the back of their hand. That takes 3 minutes. Charcoal mask is still wet. Talk about glycolic, show them a picture, takes 2 minutes. That's five. Still their face is wet. And say, you guys, I will enter you into a drawing. So maybe you do a drawing on May 31st, and then maybe you do another one on June 15th, and your final one on June 30th. And you say to them, well, I'm going to be entering you into a drawing, and maybe give away one foundation brush. Okay, foundation brushes, how much are those? 14 or $16, something like 14 to 16 bucks. They're not much. And so you could say, well, I'd love to enter you into a drawing for a free foundation brush. Why don't you guys just fill this out and I'll collect them at the end when I meet with you individually. So you're planting the seed that you're going to meet with them individually. You're letting them know. Some people don't even know Mary Kay sells makeup. Like I literally had a customer say, I've bought Mary Kay for 5 or 6 years and I never knew they even sold lipsticks or mascara. I thought it was just skincare. So my first thought is, why is her consultant not giving her a lookbook, right? So again, you could use this at a party to talk about when we get together at your second appointment. Did you want to do anti-aging or would you like to do foundation and makeup? And again, remember, there's that big percentage, over 50% of the people who are not currently wearing foundation are not wearing it because they don't think they can find the right match. So let's talk about how you can multiple sell with this. So let's say Susie Q fills this out. Susie Q's brand new at my party tonight. We're doing the quick skincare, charcoal mask, whatever, and I have her fill this out, right? And then when I see on there that she wants light coverage, so on and so forth, I'd say, well, Susie, would it interest you to take home a sample of CC cream? Or are you interested in foundation? She says, oh, I never wear foundation. I said, well, if you found the perfect shade that nobody could tell you have makeup on, would you wear it? And she goes, no, not really. I said, well, how about if I send you home with a sample of CC cream? Again, I'm trying to broaden my base. Yes, Mary Kay tells us to build our customer base wide, having lots of customers, but I would rather have you have 50 customers on everything than 100 people buying one thing. The advantage of 100 people buying one thing is you can build that rapport and get them to fall in love with more products through special deals or whatever. But when your customers are on everything, the reorder business, the loyalty, you can be a star consultant just taking care of customers, right? And referable, oh my goodness. If you ask that customer if they're on, I think the statistic I read is if they're on 7 or more products, you've established a loyalty with them. They won't switch brands and they won't switch consultants. I think it's 7 products. It might be 9. I can't remember. I'll have to do the research, but it's either 7 or 9 products. So they buy a repair set, that's 5. You only need to get them on a few more. It might be satin hands or satin lips or repair skincare and eye makeup remover, micellar water. But if they're on, let's just go with bigger number. Let's just say it's 9 products. How many of your customers are not on 9 products? And maybe having them fill this foundation survey out, you could get them on primer and on CC cream and on foundation. So I just want to close with this. Hear my heart. This is not about me selling them something. This is about building a woman's confidence. Let me tell you, 74% of women are wearing the wrong shade, according to the magazines, right? So if a woman knows, and you all know that like when you go to blend it and you see that line, I got to go back and I got to blend better, right? And so you're in there going like into the hairline and over here by the jaw and into the earlobe, just literally trying to make it disappear. They know that it's not a perfect fit. In fact, when I've talked to women, they'll say, well, I know this isn't the perfect match, but it's pretty close. So what would happen to your customer's confidence level if you literally found the perfect shade, the shade that from 6 inches away or 60 inches away, her skin looks flawless and no one can tell she has it on? That'll be a customer for life. So realize we've got basically, I'm going to challenge you guys for 2 months. We've got the rest of May, all of June, and all of July to absolutely tap into this. So this is going to be and now here's the other thing. Let's say I work at a call center, right? And Lori's my consultant. Lori says to me, can you fill this out? And she saes, Diane, I'd love to give you a free primer. And I go, oh, I love primer, Lori. I'll tell you what, if you will get a dozen of these surveys filled out at your work, I'll give you $2 of free product for each survey. Okay, so Lori's going to run around the building at her work, or let's say Lori's my consultant. I'm at the call center, right? So she's going to hand me 10 or 12 of these and allow me to go and run around my corporate office. So you could use these to generate leads, give it to somebody at the real estate office, somebody at the mortgage office, and say, well, make sure they put their name and their phone number in the bottom and make sure that they write your name on there so I can give you credit. So I might hand Anna, um, like she's got to fill out at least 10 to get, to get $2 per whatever off of a product. You guys, if you had 10 customers doing that for you, you'd have 100 leads in a week that they're running around getting, right? And it says on here, do you already have a Mary Kay consultant taking care of you? So if the answer is yes, that's okay. But what if the answer is, I love Mary Kay, but I don't have a consultant? That's a new future booking for you. All right, you guys, I hope this has helped. Please, please, over the next couple months, use this foundation finder. And I don't want you to shoot little, shoot big, shoot huge. Because I will tell you, if you draw a line in the sand and you pinky promise yourself that you're going to get 100 surveys filled out in 2 weeks, at least 50, it'll blow your mind what'll happen. The amount of customers you pick up, because all of a sudden you get bold and you're just about, can you fill it out? Can you fill it out? Can you fill it out? Right? I'm just telling you, it absolutely works. I hope you guys will run with this idea, and I know you'll have phenomenal success. Thanks for listening.